I guarantee you, if you do this, it will be the best, most monumental decision of your life, because it will put you on a path of such great vibration, knowledge, health, that you could then go on and create that perfect life that you've dreamt of, that your soul knows you need to lead.
It's been an experience for both of us. The food, the people, the location, the education, the doctors, the treatment, the therapies, getting up and going into a sauna and a steam bath and a cold plunge and then getting IV treatments.
What's been so special here is that feeling of a very small community coming together and learning together, healing together in such a powerful way that I feel like you're creating a template for really how we should exist. And sometimes you need to get out of the environment you're in to become the new you that you want to be. So I am absolutely impressed with how deeply well thought out Mike has put this plan together. Because it takes a lot of deep thought to say, what are all the modalities I want to include? And how do I make this comprehensive?
I'm in constant fight or flight. I've been this way for nearly 3 years.
Yeah.
And during that session, I was like I was able to finally come out of that.
And very quickly after you're here, just for a few days, you're right, it does feel like family.
We all deep down inside just want that one person that's always there for us. And that's what it is.
You have to take charge of your health. If you don't have your health, you have nothing.
Sometimes in life, it all comes down to that one decision that can decide your path forward.
Welcome to the Power of Your Voice podcast. I'm Tim James, filling in for Mike Murphy. This is a place where we want to have people come to learn how to become their own doctor, learn how to self-heal. Today we are recording it in beautiful Medellin, Colombia, at our healing resort, Mountains of Hope. And today with me, I've got three amazing guests. I've got Jody, who's a nurse. I also have Rena, who is an entrepreneur and philanthropist and a health advocate. And I also have Kimberly, who is a nurse. And they just got to spend, they've been here about a week. And so what we want to do is we're going to chat with them and see what their experience has been like here at Mountains of Hope. So ladies, I want to thank you so much for being here. And I think we'll start with Jody down at the end of the couch there. What has your experience been here at Mountains of Hope?
Well, I'll tell you, people may think I'm a little crazy, but I didn't even Google this place before I came because I trust you, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is amazing. I want to check it out. And I pulled in here in the evening, so it was dark. But all the beautiful lights, I knew, like the energy I felt. And when I woke up in the morning and I saw this beautiful scenery and location, I just felt so blessed and honored to be here. And it has just been wonderful. I'm here with my son, who's a teenager. And it's been an experience for both of us. The food, the people, the location, the education, the doctors, the treatment, the therapies, getting up and going into a sauna and a steam bath and a cold plunge and then getting IV treatments. Could it get any better than this?
Yeah, and Benjamin's turning 14 tomorrow.
Yes.
Oh, cool. So he'll have a very memorable birthday, won't he?
Well, exactly. I asked him, I said, well, what do you want to do for your birthday tomorrow? And he looked at me, he's like, are you kidding? He's like, I think somebody said that they were going to get a healthy cake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, but it's been an experience for him as well because he loves sugar.
Yeah.
And working with you over the last few months and dropping over 20 pounds and then eliminating sugar for 5 weeks before I got here, it wasn't that big of a shock to my system. But for him, it was. But he was on day 3 and he said, I feel so good.
Yeah.
And I said, right, babe, And then the talk that you gave on the digestive system and where we're at, in the world with our food and all of that. I said, is that going to sway you? Are you going to have you think you're going to do things any different? And he said, yeah, absolutely. He said, I think that I will limit like my sugar, for a special occasion, and then we can make the healthy ice cream with cashews or something.
All right.
So it's been great.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
As for me as a health coach and trying to help people be their best selves and vibrate into their best selves, one of the things that I know is really harming people is stress.
Yeah.
What was your stress like before you got here, and when did you notice a shift?
Well, I've been working with you again, so, going through your coaching and what you're implementing here with Mike and Mountains of Hope. I mean, it's just, the two worlds coming together is just going to be life transforming for people. So my stress level, I've already kind of had it under check, but coming here, I mean, we were traveling all day. I'm doing this budget trip with him, so he had to plan out like the cheapest way to get here, which made us have to, in Florida, take a bus and a train and then a 4-hour layover in Miami and all of these things. But I felt like I really started to relax, after the jet lag and all that, probably day 3 as well. Day 2, I slept in, which I appreciate, right? Because here you guys have a schedule and you say these things are available to you, but it wasn't any pressure to join. And if you didn't join, like, where were you, type of thing. So a couple of days, probably 36 hours after I got here, I slept in and it was nice and I relaxed and I didn't come out of my room until like 11.
Awesome.
And then I just joined in, with the group, and they've all been amazing, right? All of you guys being here and meeting all these wonderful people that, from all different walks of life and parts of the world and different spiritual backgrounds and stuff. We all understand like that where we're at in the world. And yeah, it's just been wonderful. It's been wonderful experiencing God's beautiful world and the food and the healing properties of it and just the energy, right? In the Christian world, because that's kind of where I come from, this has all been taboo, right? But in 2020, when I woke up, as a federal nurse in the hospital, wondering, what are we doing to people? We're violating all known science and ethical principles of medicine. And, all of a sudden I started to realize I always knew energy was never created nor destroyed, right? We all know that. But to see how people were operating on different energy levels. And that's one thing that I really hope to impress on my community, because it is a lot of faith-based people. And to take the stigma away from that, because they say, oh, if you say energy, you're not talking about God and all of that. But we all know when we meet someone, if we like their energy. And then sometimes we don't like their energy. So it's okay to say that, but it's not okay to look at it as a whole, right? As a food, mental health, physical health, spiritual health. And yeah, I mean, I love also too how you prep people before coming here, because you really do need to detox off of the poison, right? And get your mind right and your body a little bit prepared for being able to take this all in and not be like, oh, where's my, candy bar or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think that's one thing that I've been to different health institutes myself. That's how my whole health journey got started,
Right.
was doing this. So one thing that we do here at Mountains of Hope is that we actually send a care package out to you before you arrive to start detoxing your digestive tract, to clean up your blood, to clean up your fat, and get all the toxins and garbage out of your body, so that when you get here, you don't have such a big detox that you're going through. A lot of people come off the standard American diet. They come to one of these places similar to Mountains of Hope, and all of a sudden they're just like, oh, I mean, that's how I felt. I was very irritable. I had night sweats. I had a metallic taste coming out of my tongue as the heavy metals were exiting my body. And so we prep you ahead of time before you get here, so that the experience is even more enjoyable when you get here, because we know this, so we're thinking ahead for you. Okay, Rena, let's go to you. All right, so what has your experience been here at Mountains of Hope?
Heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth.
That's pretty good.
But I'm actually going to caveat that. A pajama party in heaven on earth. Because it's also been fun. So sometimes we think of heaven and we don't think of it as a really fun place. But this has really been, it's been like a pajama party. You playing the guitar. We gabbing at the corner on the dining table.
Right.
I've been to many world-leading wellness retreats from, Canyon Ranch, Miraval, etc. And for me, what's been so special here is that feeling of a very small community coming together and learning together, healing together in such a powerful way that I feel like you're creating a template for really how we should exist.
Mm-hmm.
This should be how we exist. And the question for all of us is going to be, can we sustain it when we go back? And how do we do that? But in terms of what you've built here, I think it's far surpassed the expectations that I'd come in with. I didn't know much. Just like Jody, I didn't Google. I had been told by a friend about this place. And, divine timing is always perfect. So I came here wanting to do a water fast initially. That was my initial thing. I need to get away to do a water fast because I have a lot of addictions of sugar, clearly, junk food, packaged organic gluten-free food, but it's still packaged food.
Yeah.
So I wanted a place, which is the same thought I had when I had cancer. I need a place where I can get away from the shackles that hold me down. Because that's what we all have. We have these shackles, and they're holding us down into our bad habits. And sometimes you need to get out of the environment you're in to become the new you that you want to be. So that was the first time I'd had that thought. There's got to be a place where someone can escape and then fully heal. And I was in that same mantra of, God, I've got to get to some place for 3 days. And I was telling my husband, what if I just checked into a hotel by myself? Like, would you be really upset? He's like, what is wrong with you? What's going on? I'm like, I need 3 days. I just need a water fast. So when this opportunity came along, I didn't even think about it. I was like, I'm doing this. This is what I need. He's like, Colombia? Yes, we're doing this. And I could not have been more blessed to have had this opportunity, because the food has been on par with what we all should be eating. From the green juice first thing. It's everything I talk about, right? Start your day with green juice, and you give us the green juice. Like, it comes to you.
Yeah.
Make sure you're having, raw as much possible. So we get these amazing make your own salads with, the quinoa grains, or today it was the potatoes, which I love.
Does it make you upset that we grow our own food here?
Very upset. I barefoot walked and got my hands in, and I was so upset. I was so furious that I didn't want to leave. And we picked some zucchinis, and I was even more upset because they wouldn't let me go back there to pick some more. I was like, can you organize a pick your own day?
Yeah.
Can we go do that? So this place is amazing. And of course, all the treatments.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. You have spent some time in the medical field.
Yes.
And so were you surprised to come to a healing detox center and then to see that we have a medical staff and nurses? What was that experience like with our medical staff?
Yes. So some of the other retreats do have medical staff as well. Mm-hmm. What, again, I found, so I love Dr. Anna. Mm-hmm. I was saying I've had the best time of my life the last hour and a half, because she and I are gabbing away and we're going into details of all the different modalities and the treatments. And what I love about her is that she's got acupuncture, she's got obviously the shift wave, and then she's got the filters. She's using not just the physical body, but the energy body and the meridians. It's truly integrative. You know, we talk about functional medicine, we talk about integrative medicine, but we sometimes leave the key pieces out. And then, of course, you've got the massage.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got the chiropractor. So,
And you met with the dentist.
and the dentist, who was fabulous. I mean, there's a whole team of dentists. So I am absolutely impressed with how deeply well thought out Mike has put this plan together. Because it takes a lot of deep thought to say, what are all the modalities I want to include? And how do I make this comprehensive? Last night at the presentation, I was looking at Mike's list of 800 things he wants to do in curriculum. But I think that's what it takes. It's like that passion. Like there's genuine, authentic passion of the founder is, I think, what's going to make Mountains of Hope stand completely apart from any other. Because there's no other place where you have a founder that has that much passion to genuinely heal everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And one thing, for those of you listening, what's really cool is we're only 15 minutes for the airport. We'll pick you up, which is real nice. And Columbia's really become a really destination resort, especially for dental vacations. So, like, if you need to get root canals removed, you need to get implants, bridges done, any type of dental work, it could run you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. You will pay a fraction of that when you come here. So, if you're thinking about, like, you want to save a ton of money on dental work, you could literally come here, stay with us, enjoy all the stuff that these ladies have been talking about so far. And we have 2 guests right now getting their teeth fixed, right? And so they left to go do that because it's such a value, and they can get high quality biological dentistry done. All right, so thank you, Rena. All right, Kimberly. Kimberly's a nurse, and she owns a company called Remnant.
Yep, Remnant Nursing.
Remnant Nursing. And so you, like Jody, I forgot to mention, Jody was actually a whistleblower. She actually, she said the right thing at the right time based on her moral values, and we appreciate that. And you did the same thing too, because you guys kind of walked away from Western medicine and your incomes to do what was right. And so that's why we wanted to have you here. So tell us about what your experience has been here at Mountains of Hope, Kimberly.
It's been amazing. From the moment I stepped foot on this property, I've just been in awe of the beauty of everything around me. I joked with Jody earlier. I said it felt like I was on Fantasy Island. If you remember that show, if you're old enough to remember that show. That's what it felt like.
The plane.
I felt like that's exactly what it felt like for me, and just to be able to have this incredible opportunity. But the reason that I wanted to come here is that what I'm trying to do and bring forth into the world with Remnant Nursing is I want to bring healing to the world. But I know that I need to start with myself, and I know, and I'm going to say I'm healed. Because I'm not going to say I'm healing or I'm trying to heal. I'm healed.
You are healed.
But I'm on that journey, and I want to do that for myself. And this has been such a transformative experience for me already, and it's only day 4 or 5 that we've been here.
You had a pretty big emotional breakthrough at the Soma breathwork session. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So these last 3 years, everything that we've been through with walking away from our careers, walking away from our income, our financial security, being just ostracized by our peers and our colleagues. It's been a lot, and trying to build a company and sustain myself on nothing. I don't have any, on a little bit of savings. I'm in constant fight or flight. I've been this way for nearly 3 years. Yeah. And during that session, it was like I was able to finally come out of that fight or flight, and got my stimulated my parasympathetic system, and was able to finally just relax and breathe. And I was overcome with emotion. I think I actually fell asleep during the session as well. Yeah. I mean, that's how deeply relaxing it was. And I was just overcome with emotion.
We've had that a lot during this week. A lot of the guests have had emotional breakthroughs. And I noticed that when that happened to you, you got a lot of support.
I did.
There was somebody hugging your back. Who was that?
That would be my sister nurse over here, Jody O'Malley.
She was hugging you.
She was.
And you guys seen that. You guys have all been supportive to all the guests, and these guests have just a very short time, we've become friends, haven't we? We've become family.
Yep.
And that's what it's all about. It's about building that tribe.
Yeah. Right. And being able to be vulnerable with one another, and seeing that, we're all, going through something. And you may not realize that, but we're all going through something. And to be able to come together, be vulnerable, and share that, and then support one another has been amazing.
Yeah, awesome. So when you come to Mountains of Hope, one of the people are looking at like, oh, I'm going to detox, I'm going to get healthy, I'm going to lose some weight. Maybe you have cancer that you're dealing with, fibromyalgia, type 2 diabetes. Maybe you have coronary heart disease, and you got your back against the wall and you have a gun to your head. So you're like, I'm going to come down there and try to heal. Or again, maybe you just want to look prettier. You want your skin to be more youthful. You're into biohacking and anti-aging. It doesn't really matter what it is, but what people are going to find out when they come down here, Mountains of Hope is way more than that. That's the stuff that's going to happen by default, and I say that with complete authority. But what we're down here to do is not only help give you a space so that you can heal, but we want to help you to open your heart and break your heart wide open so that you can start living from that space and living from compassion and learning how to respond differently to those environments. Just like Kimberly was talking about, she was for the first time in years able to get away from her environment and finally calm her nervous system down. Now she knows what that vibrational frequency feels like. So as she enters back into the crazy world that we live in, she's going to have a place that she can go to. She's picking up breath work techniques, and she'll be able to remember that vibrational frequency that she felt when she was calm, where she was able to, no matter what was going on around her, she was calm in the eye of the storm. And that is so important to your healing. And I will tell you emphatically, after coaching 600 people through this process, if you don't learn to live a stress-free life and be able to handle stress in a way where you're using it as contrast and benefiting yourself, you're not going to heal. And so we pride ourselves in helping you have fun. And I think that's why our founder Mike had put some fun stuff here too. We have ping pong, we have pickleball, we have a trail that's 1.5 miles long. You can go up and down and around and see a lot of beautiful nature and pick a little fruit on your way. It's quite fun. All right, so let's go back to Jody. What was it like? Let's talk about the staff of Mountains of Hope.
Oh,
what do you when you think of the staff of Mountains of Hope? I mean, and that's another thing. When you get here, unlike a lot of other, I've never been to an institute where here at Mountains of Hope, you get a personal advocate, and that person is going to be with you the whole way, helping you, making sure you're making getting your massage done, you're meeting with your dentist, the doctor, your IVs. That if you're doing something special like today, we're going to be doing some ice baths and some cool stuff. That you don't miss the stuff. You literally have somebody holding you by the hand. So, let's first off, what's the advocate been like for you?
the advocate has been wonderful. Anna was my advocate. But let's even go back prior to even coming here, the Zoom call, where we got to meet one another and hear from the doctor and hear about all the wonderful things that were in store for us, right?
Right.
That was amazing. But coming here, just all the staff is wonderful. They're very personable, and very quickly after you're here, just for a few days, you're right. It does feel like family, you know. Even one of the advocates that were here, like we had a special moment not that long ago.
So when you think of the Mountains of Hope staff, if you could sum it into one word or feeling, what would that be?
Lovely.
Awesome.
Lovely.
Okay, Rena, what was your take on having the advocate here to help you?
It's what everybody wants. Someone that's keeping them on track. Mm-hmm. That's I want to say a word, but I feel like it might be misconstrued, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's like an assistant. Like we all want an assistant, right? It's just it's because they're family, so I that's what the word assistant seems wrong, because they're not an assistant. But it's like we all deep down inside just want that one person that's always there for us. And that's what it is. It's like suddenly I had someone, and I got two, because I got another beautiful soul that's been with me and helping me. And can I say her name?
Sure.
Alex.
Yes.
So I'm so blessed. Like I got two amazing souls supporting me. It goes back to the same thing. While in our group, we all really get along and love each other, sometimes you go to a place like this and some people may feel like I'm going alone, or how am I going to feel? You know, you're a little nervous about being with strangers. And I think the advocate is the one that kind of just comes and hugs you and takes over and says, don't worry, you're fine. Like, it's like that motherly hug.
Yeah.
And so that to me is, my first impression when we drove up And we stepped out, and I saw these beautiful smiling faces. It was like a warm embrace. It was like, you'll be fine. You made the right decision. Because again, you come to a different country,
Yeah.
you come to this place, and, we've all come alone. And so there's always that slight hesitation. And then you see these beautiful souls, and you go, yeah, no, this is amazing. With that said, having gotten to know them, I can tell you that you have done I think Mike's done all the recruiting, but whatever your template for recruiting is, it's amazing because you have recruited literally the perfect profile of humans. They are service oriented, they're always smiling, they're always happy, they're giving. I had a couple of situations where I had to text poor Anna at night, and with a smile, she showed up with her vacuum, and she's like, no, don't worry, it's all good. It's been like you're in a beautiful home with a caring, loving family.
So what would that one word be that if you were to
Family.
family for the get? Okay, so the staff is like family to you.
Yeah.
Awesome, Kimberly.
Yeah.
What's your take on our advocates here, and how has that been?
Just amazing. From the moment I walked on the property, I was welcomed by my advocate. I think Alex was here and Eloisa. Everybody was amazing from the start. And just, like you were saying, Rena, we all need somebody to help. I always say I don't have enough bandwidth to handle everything that I have coming on my plate. So for me to be able to get to my appointments and all of that, that is incredible and so important to me to have somebody to kind of keep me on track because my wheels spin 24/7 it seems. So to have that advocate there to help has been amazing.
Yeah. And for you, what would that one word be when you think about the Mountains of Hope staff?
Genuine.
Genuine.
They are, it's not just, it's not like they're so service oriented, but it doesn't feel like it's a job or that they're doing
Right.
it. It feels real, like they genuinely care and want to get to know the guests and be a part of our incredible experience.
So to sum it up for you three ladies, if I may, we have a loving, genuine family to support you.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good.
And I like that you call, their title is advocate.
Yeah.
Because in other places, their title would maybe be concierge.
Yes.
Right? And a concierge is like, they're there if you need them. Whereas an advocate is looking out for your best interest. For example, when we arrived at 10 p.m., they asked if we were hungry, and I was like, no, not really. But yet there was a beautiful plate of food sitting out there on the table for us.
Yes.
So yes, it's a family.
Actually, you reminded me of something. Can I share?
Well, okay.
Thank you. I'll be so fast. So when I came, I was doing a 3-day water fast, and I had flown in, and I'd been, 9 hours in total journey.
Yeah.
And as soon as I came, I said, I just want everyone to know I'm doing a water fast. So please don't tempt me. Don't show me food. I have food addiction issues. And it was so cute. They all kind of got the storyline, and they're like, and then at some point I was looking at the food, and they're like, no, go that
That's
way.
not you.
Go that way. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They're like, no, Rena, no food. So this is literally what I want. I need someone to shove me away from the kitchen and keep me out of the pantry and make sure, because when I'm away from food, I'm not hungry at all. It's only when I see it, smell it, that, I just want to inhale it.
Triggers.
Yes. So that's what I mean by kind of family, where they're comfortable telling you absolutely not.
Right.
Go to your room.
Yeah. Even though all the wonderful smells and spices are coming out of the kitchen everywhere.
Yeah.
That had to
Oh
be
my
so
God.
hard.
Okay, so to wrap up, we'll just keep going in the same order. Jody, if you were to give 1 to 2 sentences to, and look directly into the camera when you do this, because
Okay.
we want to look to the people that are thinking about coming to Mountain. So if somebody's thinking, maybe they have, where they want to lose weight, or they have a serious disease, or illness they're dealing with, or they have emotional trauma maybe from their childhood, or whatever it is, what would you say to them in a sentence or two?
You have to take charge of your health. And yes, this is not a cheap experience. And that's because it's just not a cheap experience. But if you don't have your health, you have nothing. And if you could look at what you could save or what you could maybe do without to get here, I guarantee you that you will have a transformative life experience. Hands down. Hands down. And that is not only in the education, because the education is powerful. When you know better, you do better. And you probably don't know a whole lot of what has been done to you by design. Come here and learn and heal and live your best life.
That was 3 sentences, Jody.
That was like fit 5.
Thank you so much. I really hope that helps people. Same question, Rena. So, again, looking into the camera, talking to somebody that might be dealing with something in their life, and they need a change. They need something to happen. They need something to move. They want to live, whatever that is. What would you tell them in a sentence or two?
Sometimes in life, it all comes down to that one decision that can decide your path forward. And it's very difficult for us humans to step out of our programming of how we make decisions, to make a decision that may not seem cheap, easy, something that you would normally do. But I guarantee you, if you do this, it will be the best, most monumental decision of your life, because it will put you on a path of such great vibration, knowledge, health, that you could then go on and create that perfect life that you've dreamt of, that your soul knows you need to lead. Because sometimes, even if it's not a health issue or a wellness issue, we are all being shackled down into a lesser version of who we are. So do it. I've no hesitation whatsoever in saying do it. It'll be the best decision you make in a long time.
Awesome. Okay, Kimberly, same thing. Like 1 to 2 sentences, looking into that camera over there. What would you tell somebody that's thinking about coming to Mountains of Hope?
If you are at a crossroads and you know that change is necessary, don't hesitate. It is time. You need to take accountability for your own health, but you also have to prioritize it. There's support here for you. And when, as Jody alluded to, you have health until you don't. And when you don't, it's too late. So don't wait till you get into that point. Come here. I guarantee you're going to have a transformative experience. And like Jody was saying about the education, it's absolutely amazing. It's not classroom-style education. It is where you are gathering together and learn like a family, and you are learning from one another and learning from the incredible staff here. So I guarantee you, if you come to this retreat, you will leave a different person. I have tried everything in the world, and I can tell you that I am transformed 4 days in.
Awesome.
Don't hesitate.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I want to thank you, listeners, for tuning in again to the Power of Your Voice podcast. If you'd like to entertain taking a look at Mountains of Hope, again, if you're struggling with your health or your life and you want to reset or reboot, you want to vibrate into the best version of yourself, you can visit us at mountainsofhope.com. That's mountainsofhope.com. And again, I'm Tim James filling in for Mike Murphy. And until next time, change yourself, change your world, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart in supporting me in bringing my message of hope, health, and abundance to as many people as possible. Will you please like, subscribe, and share this podcast episode, and I hope one day to meet you at Mountains of Hope, a place for deep healing and transformation.